Well, well, well. What do we have here? Kamala Harris' dirty little sex secret comes out after Jeff Sessions shut her big mouth. Now, this is from an article back in 2017, right? But whenever someone talks as much trash and is bold as Kamala Harris is, and then she comes out saying that she want to run for president, be prepared for all of your dark secrets to come out into the open. Be prepared to get the same treatment that you give others. There's an old saying, do unto others as you would have others do to you. So Kamala, you can't get mad when your secrets come out into the open. And I'm sure there's much more than this that's gonna reveal. Now, I'm gonna go on the ledge and predict that she just might not go through with the presidential election. She might not be able to take the same heat that she gave to others. So let's read and see what this article says. Now, you see her and Willie Brown, all smiley and lovey-dovey, and look at her expression there. Her expression is like very conniving, man. She's like, this is her like allegedly sleeping her way to the top. She wants something, and she's about to get it from this senior man, this older guy that's in a position to give her what she wants, to get her where she needs to be. And now she's at the point where she's about to run for president. And it's quite interesting when you have females that support the feminist movement, support the Me Too movement, and these are the same females that get up in stature and say they don't need a man. But she needed a man to get to where she is today. She allegedly slept her way to the top. And not to even mention that this is a married man. So is Kamala Harris a home wrecker? Is this the same home wrecker that's talking about running for president? The same home wrecker that was judging Jeff Sessions, that really go hard in questioning for the Democrats? Let's see what this article says. And then I'm gonna post it on the bottom and you guys feedback and tell me what you think. Kamala Harris was grandstanding again as she tried to bully attorney Jeff Sessions on Capitol Hill. Sessions, with his smooth southern drawl, outsmarted and outclassed Harris, who came off as screaming shrewd. And it's no wonder, with her tawdry past, Harris has a dirty little sex secret that is coming back to haunt her. But that's not all. She has a long line of corrupt deals with one with Maxine Waters that helped her get her power and stay in power. If there ever was a swamp creature in Washington, D.C., it is Kamala Harris. In fact, she is the poster politician for all swamp creatures. Harris has been trying to make a name for herself by screaming and bullying two of the good guys left in D.C., Admiral Mike Rogers and Jeff Sessions. Well, the junior senator from California didn't come out unscathed, as her dirty little sex secret has come out. Harris got her start in 1994 by having an affair with slimy Willie Brown. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I saw a video of Willie Brown dancing. And he had some moves like George Jefferson on the Jefferson. He's smooth. And he was so smooth, he was able to pull this young thing that he knew that wanted to get up and to promote her career. Now, that happens with a lot of females. They see a man, they say they don't need a man, but they see a man in position, and they use that man because the man wants sex or a relationship or what have you, and they want to advance their career. So he helped them. They help each other. But then they come back and want to accuse this man of sexual assault. So Kamala Harris, allegedly, according to what came out, has done the same thing that a lot of females done with Bill Cosby and with other entertainers or men of stature. It says, by having an affair with slimy Willie Brown, who was serving as the California Assembly Speaker and then became the mayor of San Francisco. Brown was 60 years old and Harris was 29 when their affair began. Now, Willie Brown got him a little young thing, a little sweet thing, a little light-skinned sweet thing, a little biracial sweet thing that don't even see herself as black. And it's sad because you're gonna have black females and there's some black dudes out there that's gonna vote for her, although she does nothing for black people. She does everything for the illegal immigrants. She does everything for the transgender, the gay community, the women's rights movement, but she don't do nothing for black people. The only time she mentioned black people is, again, when she want to promote her career. So she wants to be president, so she's going to come back and use black people and their emotions. She's going to tap into their anger and say, you don't want people like Donald Trump, so you need to vote for me. We need to get this racist out of office. But I digress. But it's the games they play. And it's sad because black people repeatedly fall for the same okie doke. It says Brown was 60 years old and Harris was 29 when their affair began. Harris was so brazen that she came out publicly as his date at his 60th birthday party, despite his wife of 36 years being in attendance. There it goes, women's rights, you know what I mean, respecting women, and she didn't even respect this man's wife. His wife was there, and she came out as his date. Now, some people may say, well, there were problems in the marriage, in the home, in the relationship, but she didn't make it any better. They were still legally married and his wife was there. And she disrespected his wife. So women, I'm talking to the women now. Imagine if this was your husband and you had a young, cute thing, because she's not a bad looking woman. Kamala Harris is not a bad looking woman. I think she might have a drinking issue. She's got drinking lips and she got that slurred, raspy drinking voice. And I could be wrong. But I think that she might have a drinking problem, right? But she's a young little cute thing, you know? So he got this little plump, young 29-year-old, you know, and he's 60 years old. And he pulled her because he had something and she had something. So they exchanged goods, right? It says, when the affair began, Harris was so brazen that she came out publicly as his date at his 60th birthday party, despite his wife of 36 years being in attendance. So this is a tweet right here where she was talking about the Women's March. She said the Women's March is not the end. Rather, this is just the beginning of the movement. We must recommit ourselves to getting involved at home. And then you see a response that says the woman who began her political career as Willie Brown's mistress. Tweet, 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 crickets. You heard crickets. There was nothing after that. She had nothing to say. And then it says, Harris slept with Brown for one reason. She used the corrupt San Francisco mayor to launch her rise to power. Daily Caller reports, as Brown's time as Speaker drew to close in 1994, he named Harris to the California Medical Assistant Commission, a job that came with a $72,000 annual salary. Now, we thinking back in 1994. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Making 29 years old, making $72,000 a year. Brown had previously appointed her to the State Unemployment Insurance Appeal Board. She was described by several people at the Capitol as Brown's girlfriend. The Los Angeles Times report at the time. See, when you working, man, when you sleep with your coworkers, people know. People on your job know when you are having an affair and who's liking who and who's dating who secretly, especially in the government. Although that job paid nearly she's moving up, $98,000, Harris' term was set to expire in 5 weeks when Brown tapped her. Well, he tapped it all right. Tapped her for the Medical Assistant Commission slot. That body met only monthly. And the $72,000 position was not considered a full-time job. Lord have mercy, making part-time money. Look at that smile. That's why she's smiling. Look at that smile. Look at the smile. She happy, boy. She happy. Right? Then you see a tweet that says Kamala Harris is a disappointment and a grandstanding fraud. She doesn't want answers. She wants to make a name for herself. And then it says Willie Brown is a sleazebag who led one of the most corrupt mayoral office ever seen in San Francisco. But that was fine with Harris, who went on to steal the election for California's Attorney General in 2010. Los Angeles District Attorney Steve Cooley led Harris by 34,000 votes after more than 70 million were counted. But after provisional ballots were counted, she was declared the winner by approximately 50,000 votes, reported Daily Caller. They cheated. At one point, Cooley was up by 62,000 votes, and in panic mode, Harris reached out to her good buddy, California Secretary of State Debra Bowen, whose role was to certify the votes. That's when thousands of Cooley votes had disappeared. Now, let's think back with Trump's election, man. That's what they was trying to do with Donald Trump, and that's why they're so angry with Trump. And now the media and the Democrats, especially Clinton and Obama, got people so blinded. They put blinders on people that they can't really see the truth. And they're upset now. They're doing all of this. You know, you look at Stone. Stone now has been arrested. Roger Stone. He's been arrested, right? And they're getting everybody. It's funny that they're arresting all these people around Trump, but Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and the people and the corruption that happened around them is being untouched. See, and it's sad because the American people, the Democrats, fail to see that. And they think that Trump is the enemy, and he's not. They're not going to realize that Trump was only trying to help them when he's dead, or when he's not there and somebody else comes into office and really destroy you, really take you for a ride. And you're going to wish that you had someone like Trump in office to fight for you. But I digress, right? But see, you see, Cooley was up by 62,000 votes, and in a panic mode, pay attention to this. In a panic mode, Harris reached out to her good buddy, California Secretary of State, Debra Bowen, whose role was to certify the votes. That's when thousands of Cooley's votes just disappeared. And like I said, that's why they're upset with Trump, because Trump was not supposed to be president. In spite of all the cheating that they have done, Trump still became president. Trump can't be there if God did not allow him to be there. God put him there for a reason. See? And one of the reasons could be to expose the swamp or the corruption that people just can't see. And it's not for everybody to see. And we can see that clearly, because you have so many people, especially black people, that enjoy being used and manipulated and get nothing out of the deal. Blacks have not even received reparations. See, it's easy for them to quote Dr. Martin Luther King. But see, they killed him when he started talking about coming to get the check. He broke it down and says, we coming to get our check. And he ended up dead. See, and they still didn't pay the check. We still didn't get that check. But black people are working overtime to support the same corruption that enslaved their ancestors and now have chains on their own minds. The Democrats. They're the ones that form the KKK. See, you could call Trump a racist and people that support Trump a racist, but at the end of the day, it's the Democrats, the same games that they're doing now. You're sitting here watching exactly what they did to your ancestors. They did worse to our ancestors, but you see how the Democrats work. This is exactly what they did to your ancestors. And now they're doing it to Trump and anyone who supports Trump or surrounding Trump. And you're supporting that. You're supporting the same games that were played on your ancestors. When your ancestors were lynched, was beaten, was set on fire, was raped. That's what the Democrats did. And you support that. And it's sad because Kamala could come with some hot sauce in her purse, and black Americans, especially black females, are gonna fall for it. Trying to help this so-called black woman that did nothing to help you. But she's fighting for the illegal immigrants and transgenders and the so-called women's movement. So black people, you need to wake up out of that sleep. You need to snap out of that trance that you allow Barack, and that's what they're still doing. They're still praising and crying out for Barack Obama. He's no longer president. And you guys are still talking about, you know, Barack Obama and his wife. That cares nothing about you. If they really cared about you, don't you think you would be in a better state now, much better than the illegal immigrants. But they got more rights than you. And in New York, Cuomo just is like trying to pass a law, man, where they can get financial assistance to go to college. But black people got debts. White people got debts in New York. They didn't get that type of financial aid where they don't have to pay it back. They didn't get that. There's a lot of people that got student loan debts, and you got illegal immigrants that's not even supposed to be here, taking advantage of your tax dollars. And you guys are praising them on. You're praising the devil for sticking it to you. And that makes no sense to me. At one point, Cooley was up by 62,000 votes, and in panic mode, Harris reached out to her good buddy, California Secretary of State, Debra Bowen, whose role was to certify the votes. That's when thousands of Cooley's votes had disappeared. And another thing too, they want to get rid of those electoral votes because that's what put Trump into office. They want to make sure they win. So they're feeding you guys lies, and you're sopping up because you're under delusion. They worked witchcraft on your mind. You're not free, and you think you are. Kamala Harris, corrupt Willie Brown's ex-girlfriend. He helped her up the ranks. Shady 2010 election results. It says Kamala Harris' path to power was strewn with illicit affairs and fraudulent elections. And in desperation, she paid Maxine Waters' daughter, Karen, $63,000 to appear on mailers with Auntie Maxine. And then here's the link right here where you can go check it. The Washington Free Beacon reports. The payments were made from Harris Campaign Committee and transferred with Waters Campaign Committee through a lucrative slate mailer operation run by Waters' daughter, a program that was proved profitable for both her daughter and the campaign. Where liberal loom are grasping at straws on social media, hailing Harris as the savior they need, and anyone who questions their new it girl gets called a racist and a misogynist. Harris is nothing that my little girl should aspire to be. She is just another swamp creature who got there by having sex with a 60-year-old buffoon. But the biggest travesty is this DC swamp creature questioning an honorable man like Jeff Sessions. She isn't fit to carry his shoes, let alone question his patriotism. She wouldn't know patriotism if it hit her in the face. So we say, bring it on in 2020 as the liberal cause for Harris to run against Donald Trump. We love to see the president come up with her nickname. If you thought Crooked Hillary was good, you haven't seen anything yet. Now, this is a 2017 article, so it's already been in the wind for her to run for president. This article is from 2017, and they're talking, so we should bring it on in 2020 as the liberals call for Harris to run against Donald Trump. And then it says, we love to see the president come up with her nickname. If you thought Crooked Hillary was good, you hadn't seen anything yet, right? And don't forget to get your Trump mug, Trump 2020, F your feelings, and you just click on this link right here and order yours. So, people need to wake up, man. People need to wake up. So this is Kamala Harris, and more to come. And I wouldn't doubt if she drops out, because more stuff is going to come out. It's going to bite her in her behind. You know, see, it's easy for people to attack people when they're in certain positions. It's like on YouTube, man. Like all of these people that's trolling YouTubers that make videos, right? And then when the YouTubers start exposing them, start bringing their life out in the open, then they start crying, leave me alone. Why are you messing with me? You keep stalking me. You won't leave me alone. Well, you just got done attacking this man, making videos on this man, attacking this man and his family. So now when he comes back, you're crying. And see, that's what's going to happen with Kamala Harris. So she might end up dropping out because it's easy for you to attack Trump and people around Trump and Trump's followers. But if you got some dirty secrets, man, that's in the closet, stuff that hadn't even come out yet, it's gonna come out. It will be revealed. Because you got some people out there that know how to research information. See, it's one thing to talk about researching, but there's people out there that really know how to research and get information. So I'm gonna be following this Kamala Harris. I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna sit back and enjoy the show. And of course, I will be making videos. So feedback, tell me what you think. I'm gonna put the article on the bottom. Subscribe, financially support the channel, buy a mug. Until next time, I'm fearless.